it's Robin from svgcoop.com, and I am here today to show you a new folio that I designed for you, especially for our members at SVG Coop. It's going to be this 3-page essentially fold. I'm going to show you how to assemble it, and the files will be available as part of your membership for the month of April, and then after that we can add it to our shop. Anyway, you're going to use 6 sheets of cardstock to cut out the base of your project. So we're going to start with the 2 big pieces, and they're going to have score lines in them. Hopefully you have an ability to score on your machine. If not, usually when I design stuff, the score lines are going to go where there's like points that'll make it a little bit easier to figure out where they go. So it would be here and here. And then this one goes here to the end, so it would be a straight score line. So I'm just going to start by folding this on the score lines, and I scored this with my stylus on my Cricut, and it didn't do as well, so I ended up getting one of the score tools, which I think is going to work much better in the future, but for now this is where we are. So I'm gonna just kind of go with the flow on this one. Okay, so your first piece is going to look like this, and I'm going to actually fold it so that your two scores are going to be on your right, and then you're going to have the fold on the top, and you'll have one fold on your left side. Okay, we're going to put that aside, and then you're going to have another big one, and this one is going to be the same concept. You're going to have score line here, here, across here, down in these 2 spots, and of course if you don't have a way to score it, this one's going to have to get measured, but this is 3/4 of an inch in this little area here. So I'm just going to fold this one again on its score lines. Okay, so this one is going to be the same situation. We want the double fold on the right, the single is going to be on the left, and then this one, bigger fold down here, is going to be on the bottom. Okay, so what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this big piece to this big piece. This is going to be what holds our middle section in. So what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on this piece, and we're going to line these up like this and glue those together. So I'm just going to grab my glue, and I'm using art glitter because this stuff is great. And we're just going to get this covered really well because we want it to be nice and solid and stick. Okay, and we're just going to line this up corner to corner. Make sure this folds over. It does. And give that a good rub. Okay, so that is going to be the base, and what's going to happen is this will close like this, and then this will come in on the top, and that essentially will be what it will kind of look like. So, all right, we're going to keep going. The next piece you're going to have is a rectangle piece, and there's going to be a score line along one side. There's a couple of these. This one is a wider one, and it's going to sit underneath our first section here. So if you look at it, it's just slightly smaller than our tab here. So I'm going to fold this on the score line. And I'm going to give that a good rub. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue here, and I'm going to glue it right to the bottom here like that. So I'm just going to put some glue. I know it's a little hard to see probably because this is black paper, but hopefully you'll be able to see this okay. So I just want to press that up against each other, kind of line up where it is in the center, and then fold this over. Get that glued down. And then this is going to flip up like this. And then this, we're going to put some little magnets in here, I think, and then that'll keep that closed. Okay. Next piece is a little bit interesting. Actually, we're going to do the interesting one next. Hold on. The next piece is going to be a tall piece that's going to have a score line down one side, and you can always tell where I put score lines because you're going to have these angles on the sides, so the score line is going to be on that side. So I'm just going to fold this one on the score line. Okay, I'll give that a good rub. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually stick this to the front side of this piece right here. I'm just going to put glue on there and glue that down. And again, I'm just going to do corner to corner. I'm going to get that in that corner, get this on that corner. Okay, and just give that a nice solid rub. Okay. I'm just going to put that aside for a second. Then you're going to have a piece that looks like this. And this is a pocket, so it's going to have a score line on it here, and then we're going to have a score line here and a score line here. So I'm just going to fold this on the score line. And again, if you use the stylus, if you use the score tool, this is not going to be as challenging as it is for me today. And we're not going to glue this down quite yet because we're going to put some pattern paper inside here. I'm just going to make sure that this lines up a little bit better. My fold was not being as cooperative as it should, so I'm just going to fix this a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take this piece and we're going to glue it to this little extension that we have here. So we're going to put the glue on the top of this extension, or this tab, if you will. Okay, and I'm going to line this up corner to corner again. And I'm just going to stand that up, push that against it, and then fold this over. And give that a good solid rub so that it sticks well. We want that to stick nice. Okay. All right. Now, a few more parts. The next thing we want to do is you're going to have 4 photo mats, and they're all going to be the same. They're going to have a score line and down one side. So I'm just going to fold all of these onto their score line. Okay. So we are going to glue these the first set, we're going to glue, let's see, we want these to be on the inside. So we're going to put these at the very top of this section here, so that when this, actually, let's see, maybe we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna do the bottom. Hold on, let me just check my original here, sorry, 1 second. Oh yeah, okay. So we're gonna glue these here so the first line you have here, the first score line here, we're gonna glue these so that they sit along it like this, okay? So I'm gonna put some glue here. And I'm gonna give it just a little bit from the edge. I don't really want to be totally up against the line, and I also want to be inside the score line so that it doesn't keep it from folding. So you just want to make sure that folds. And then you're going to take the second one. It's going to be the same thing. We're going to put some glue on here. And we're going to line it up on this side. And again, just give yourself a little space. And give that a good rub. Okay. All right, so we'll fold those in, and then the other two are going to be on this side. We're going to put these, let's see, let's double check with my original. Okay. We want to put these on the inside, so I'm going to put the glue here. And you want to make sure that your tab is open, and I'm just going to line this right up at the top. But I want to be like right below that, where that curve is in the paper, so we're just going to get that like that. And then the second one is going to do the same. Give that a good rub. All right, so that is essentially our base. This is gonna fold down like this, and then this will fold in on itself like that, and then this, whoops, we're gonna get our little bottom pocket here. We'll sit up like this, and this will fold over, and then those will sit inside, and then like this. So we're going to put some magnets here, and that will be what the inside of the folio looks like. So we're going to start doing the next part right now. Okay, so we're going to start decorating our folio, and I just wanted to let you know that this is the paper that I'm using for this project. It's from Echo Park. I don't know if it's still available or not, but it's really pretty paper, so I thought that's what we would go with. So I'm just going to put that aside. And we're going to start with the outside of our folio. So basically, if you unfold this, put that in there. I'm just going to put some pieces design pieces that you will have cut, and we're just going to glue them on the outside. What I suggest is that you always lay these out first so that you make sure you have the right pieces, because there's, you know, you just want to make sure, like, so this one has little rounded edges, so you want to make sure it's going in the right direction. And if you cut it out of the same paper, the design should actually line up with each other. So I'm just going to try and make sure that it does that. So that's going to go there. Let's see. Nope. Oh yeah, this one's going to go here. You can see my flowers match up there. And then this one is going to go on this side. And then you want to see if these are going to line up. And I don't think that does. That one does that way. Be sure. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, like that. And then we have one more piece, which I have lost now. All right. Well, I'll find it. Okay, so we're going to start with that. So I'm just going to start putting some glue on these outside pieces. Okay, so that's going to be the outside of our booklet, folio, if you will. All right, now I want to do the inside pieces for our folio, and that's just basically going to be the same kind of pieces that we did before, but it's going to be for the inside. And I went with this really nice, what looks like feels like a beach to me, so I like this one, so we're gonna go with that. Sorry, the dogs are barking. Okay, let's see. This one is gonna go inside here. And then that's why it's important to lay this stuff out first, so that you know where your pieces are going, because otherwise it can get a little confusing. Okay, this one's going to go on the outside, and then inside here, and let's see. There, and inside here, right here. Okay, so we're gonna get those glued down next. Things like that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, just because it's an easy, breezy, no problem type of thing, is we're going to put our photo mats. So once you put these on, it'll still hold a 4x6. You won't have to trim it down or anything like that. This is slightly bigger than a 4x6, but I figured with the black background, and no matter like what you decided, color you decided to make your base, you might want a little bit of white to just kind of be a little bit of a matte on your photo. I like all of my photos to be matted, so that's why I decided to do this. You don't have to add these if you don't want to. If you use pattern paper to do your base, you might not need it. Or sometimes people actually print their photos with a little white border around. I've done that before, and it's kind of cool. It looks a little bit retro when you do that, and I kind of like it. So I just figured I would do it this way. Anyway, totally, oops, we missed one. I'm gonna get this glued down while we're here. You guys probably saw that and were like, you missed one. I'll find it eventually, right? Okay. All right, we're gonna get these down. And this is kind of, this is a little bit fast, this part, getting these on there, because it's not anything too fancy. Oops, look at that. Okay, and we're going to do the other side. Get these photo mats done. And as you can tell, it's like already starting to come together pretty well, which is nice. And it's going to hold a lot of pictures, and it will hold a lot of other things. And I think, you know, I'm also a big proponent of journaling and doing it in your own handwriting, because I feel like someday somebody's going to want to see your handwriting and be like, oh, you know, that was so-and-so's handwriting. And for me, it's like, oh, that was Mom's handwriting. You know, they may come to appreciate it someday. Hopefully. All right. Been working on some other projects today, so my fingers are stained and painted and all kinds of stuff, but that's usually, you guys know, if you're a crafter, dirty hands kind of comes along with the territory, right? Okay, get this on here. And I want to get this one on. All right, so that's that part. Now I'm just gonna pause for a minute because I need to go get my hot glue gun and some magnets before we keep going. So we'll be right back. Okay, I decided instead of using my hot glue gun, I'm gonna try using some, what do you call it? Super glue. So we have some options. These bigger ones, but I'm kind of thinking maybe I got these really little ones that I think might do the job, hopefully. So what I want to do is, okay, I'm going to put some super glue on the back of this little magnet. I'm going to put one here. Oops. I can get it to stay there. Well, that wasn't smart. Okay. Goodness. Okay. And I'll put super glue on this one. And I'm putting them in a little bit because I want the paper to be able to get around it. I don't want it to be a problem, you know, because sometimes the magnet sticks out so far that it just like gonna try and get those pretty close to even, but we're gonna hope. Okay. All right, so what we want is for these things to stick to this. So, oops, I don't think, did I? I don't think I did. Gotta make sure it's close enough to the edge. Goodness. All right, let's see. I do that again. I put them too far down. We learn things. When we craft, we learn things. And yes, this is the first time I'm putting this one together, so there you go. All right, we're gonna go a little bit farther to the edge there like that because it wasn't reaching here. And we needed to reach, obviously. All right, see if I can get this off without destroying the paper. Okay. Yay. All right, we're gonna try it again. So sorry, folks. Living and learning with Robin. Okay. Okay, and once those dry for a second, let's see. Let's try and get those kind of even. Oops. Oop. I have my thumb super glued to the page. Okay. All right, then we want to get a second set. That was easy, right? Okay, let me grab another set of magnets. And what we want to do is we're going to put the magnets, we're going to get them so that they stick to the ones we got glued down on here. And we're going to put some super glue on these. And we're going to flip this down. And we're just going to press that together for a minute. Not a whole minute, obviously. I don't think it's going to need a whole minute. And whoop. These magnets are too sticky for their own good. All right, let's see. Okay. Okay, now, I just realized we should have stuck the magnets to this part over here, but I guess we're gonna have to put some kind of decoration to cover that up and make up for that, I guess. All right, well, happy accidents and live and learn, right? Okay, so the pieces that we want for here, we're gonna have this piece on this side, and I'm gonna go with this piece on this side. You want to make sure that the rounded edges are going to hit your bottom here. So let's put some glue on here. Sorry, it's almost like 5:30 our time right now, p.m. And all the people that live here are getting home from work. And the dogs are very happy to see them. All right, so we'll put that there. And then put some, so you can see I put the X there so I knew which side was the opposite of what I wanted to use. Okay. My rounded edges on the top there, so we're just gonna get this up here. Okay. All right, now this is the one thing that drives me crazy about when you use the magnets, because the edge has a tendency to pop up, so I'm just gonna put a little extra glue in there and hold that down. So that that's nice and solid. So we've got a little popping up over here. I'm just gonna stick a little more glue in there. Get that in there. Okay, now We also have the pieces that are going to go up on the top. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Let's see. Actually, I think I'll put that on the outside. Oops. So we'll put this one on the inside. So I'm just going to get that glued on there. Make sure you can see this. Okay. Get that glued down. And again, it's the same concept. You just gotta throw a little extra glue in there and press that down. Do some magnets. They pull it away a little bit, and you don't want the magnets to be obvious, so. Okay, and that, we'll close that, and then glue this down. I will put a link to what kind of magnets I got. There's lots of places to get magnets from, but I'll send you the place that I got mine from. I ordered them from Amazon, but I just want to tell you the kind I got because you can get them from other places as well. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so we got that, and that's going to look like that. All right, great. Now, I'm going to keep going here. So now that we have this piece in, we can glue our pocket in. So I'm just going to put some glue on these tabs, like this. And we're going to fold this up onto our page like that. And then I'm just going to put this piece over it. And this you can put, there's lots of extra things you can throw in here, but you could put pamphlets from places you go see, or I don't know, other photo mats, whatever you want to stick in here. It should hold a good amount. Okay, now we're going to go back to this pocket, and before we glue our pocket down, I just wanted to get our pieces ready here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one here. You do have to, if you're going to do like all of your back and all of your inside with the same sheets or design, it has to have 2 sheets of the same design. So not all of Echo Park's packs have 2 sheets of everything. Sometimes they have only 1 with 12 different designs. So you just want to make sure you check that before you decide that that's the paper you're going to use, or, you know, if you want to do it differently, obviously, you can do whatever you like. Okay, so now I'm going to put our glue on our tabs here. Okay, and we'll get that pocket folded over like that. Okay, and then I have a piece, oops, let's see, looks like that, so we're going to put that there, glue that down. Okay. Now you have a choice. You can leave this pocket like this, or we have this other pocket, which we didn't fold this earlier, so I just have to fold this on the score lines. Now there's, because of the way it cut, there's no tab on this side, so you have a choice. You can leave it open if you want to be able to just slide stuff in, or you can put like a little strip of glue along this side when you glue it down. So it can be glued here, or you can do it here and have a multiple pocket. You can put it on the other side for a little pocket. Let's see, let's play it out and see how we like it. I think because of the way I designed it, I guess I could do that. I think I'll do that. All right, so I'm gonna put this paper down. Really, you can do anything you like. And I'm hoping it's going to be like Build-A-Bear. We're going to be able to eventually add on lots of different options for you guys to create your own folios or albums or whatever it is we decide to work on together. I just want to give you lots of options. So, all right, so let me get this glued down. And of course, it doesn't have to be on the bottom. You could put it like up in the middle if you wanted. I'm going to put this one on the bottom, but you don't have to. And I think I will put a little bead of glue down here so it actually acts like a full pocket. And I'm going to put my paper there. Okie dokie. Okay. So that's that. All right, we don't have too much more to go. We have to put some paper down on these. So I think I'm gonna do this way. So I'll put some paper down. Like I said, this is really pretty easy. I am gonna work on giving you some printed instructions, but I figured for now we'll go with the video. And all of the files are numbered in what order they go in and what pieces you would probably want together. So it should make it a little bit easier, hopefully. And I'm going to put this here. And let's see, put some glue here. All right, we're almost done. Now this is the no frills version. I didn't stamp my edges or anything, or ink my edges or anything like that. I just wanted to give you something that was going to be a little bit easier to make. So that's kind of where we went with this. So what we're going to do, just put my top of my glue back on here. Okay, now that everything is on here, I did do it right. Okay. Okay, I don't know. All right, so we're going to put our book back together here like this. Put this inside here, put this in here. And it'll sit kind of flat. These can get tucked in. And then this is going to go over the top like that. So what I need to do is, because I forgot to put the magnets on, I'm going to do that now. And I think what I'm going to do, because I should have done this earlier, I'll just put a strip down here, and I'll put something else over here too. I'm not sure what, but I'll figure it out. Again, it's just, you just have to watch and learn, which is why I always suggest when you guys watch my videos, make sure you watch the entire thing because I make mistakes. Okay. So got the super glue there. And honestly, I could just put some little, I could put a strip or a little ribbon or something down there. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do, but I will fix that. But I would suggest when you put your magnets on, obviously, put it on before you put the paper on. And this other paper, because that will save you. Okay, so you just let the magnets fall to where they belong. And then I'm just going to put a little super glue on here. And this is the super glue I'm using, the Loctite. Good stuff. I'm just going to make sure this is all nice and squared up, and then glue that down. Just have to give it a second to stick. All right. I'm not sure if this super glue option is the best option. Doesn't seem to dry fast enough, so I'm just gonna, at least I know where they went. Okay, and there we go. There is our folio. So you would open it. Got the double pictures here. Got our little magnet page here. And then we've got our photos here. And our little outstretch with our pockets here, which of course you can decorate. And then a pocket here. And then we can close it with our magnet. And there we go. All right, thanks for watching. Welcome back to Classes with Robin with a little bit of mayhem. All right, see you soon.